Well, I was listening to Trump earlier, and I may put this link down in the description if I remember. But it was a real interesting conversation with Martha Mick, whatever her name is, McEnany or McEnan or something like that, on Fox News Business. Trump called in and was just on the phone with her. There was a whole lot of underlying or under-truthing little nano bits that Trump left in there. But one of them is when he got to the part where he started talking about Anthony Weiner, or Aunt Honey Weiner, which would be like, what is this, a school for ants? You know, that's what it is. You're all mind-controlled slaves now because these different technologies in this illegal technocracy hacked all of our minds. Well, Trump started talking about them, and he said, yeah, they always make this excuse to, they're just hacked. And they are. They're hacks. They're all hacks. They're just basically, all of them are hacks. I mean, that's what he was saying. He said hacks like 3 times, 4 times, emphasized it in a row. So I was like, you know, I told my dad, you know, I always use my dad to test stuff out on. I said, hey, Dad, I said, Trump just called all of these people hacks like I've been telling you, you know, this artificial intelligence that hacks everybody. Well, I didn't say that part yet. I said, Trump just called all these people hacks. And he said, yeah, they are. They are hacks. They're all hacks, all of them. And I said, well, I know that they're hacked by that technology I've been trying to tell you about. And he said, no, they're just hacks. And I was like, well, what do you mean they're just hacks? What do you mean by that? That something's hacking them. It's a technology that's hacking them, is what I said. And he said, no, they're just, it just means it's like a computer. They're hacked. I said, exactly. It's like a computer and they're hacked. He said, yeah, I think they're hacking themselves. Just can't understand it, but he actually told the truth. They are hacking themselves. See how that works? That was literally the conversation that I had with my dad earlier. They are hacking themselves because they take a clone of our mind after they hack your mind, and your little digital clone is up in the matrix, driving you down on the ground like a meat suit in an illegal technocracy, like I've been saying. See, my dad's a genius. Another thing Trump pointed out, which is in my emails, by the way, and like I said, he's just opened the faucet just a little trickle, and every time he says something like this, the media just goes silent because they're like, oh my God, he's getting off script, literally. So when Trump opens that faucet up, you know you're all screwed. But Trump at his rallies has been saying, can you believe they're running a guy like Joe Biden against me? I mean, why would they even run that guy against me? Like, he's like the worst candidate ever. Well, yeah, they ran him against Trump on purpose because they want Trump to win. And he's pointing it out in everybody's face, and it's going to register with everybody. Just wait till he opens that valve all the way up, and it just floods, and everybody, until it goes click, like in the Big Lebowski in the Jesus scene. Yeah, that's when it's going to be amazing. You remember those emails I sent? And shortly after, Kevin Shipp said, deep parrot, with a question mark. You know how I operate. But I sent those emails about that parrot, Daisy, that I used to have. And when I was a kid, for sick pleasure, I put birdseed in my butthole and let the parrot eat it out. Well, it wasn't too long ago that whistleblower from the CIA, the guy Parrott, he released those documents about the SEAL Team 6 that blew up, and they supposedly they killed them because they were leaking or something, and they knew that Osama bin Laden was on ice so that they could release his body whenever the time was appropriate or whatever. Because Osama bin Laden didn't have anything to do with 9/11. The whole thing was bullshit. But what I wanted to point out is, remember in that town hall with President Trump the other day, they kept asking him, do you have pneumonia? Do you have pneumonia? President Trump, do you have pneumonia? Remember they kept asking him that? Well, if you'll go back to my emails and you'll look real close, and I can pull these emails up and add them to this video. None of this is bullshit. These emails are about a year old at this point. But I put in there, I told in those emails that parrot that I had named Daisy, which is a true story. Now, eating the birdseed out of my butthole, that's not true, obviously. I mean, who's going to put birdseed in their butthole so a parrot can eat it out, you know? So that's just my little pinky communication, that I got going on there. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like Russian hookers were peeing on President Trump. I can tell you the one that's true, though, is the pegging oil to Bitcoin. That sex tape that I've been talking about. They actually got a sex tape of Melania pegging oil to Trump's ass. So I'm looking forward to that one coming out. But that bird Daisy, she died from pneumonia. Then we left the window open one night. My mom said she died from pneumonia. Damn it! We had that bird for a long time. She could talk and everything. But her name was Daisy, and it was funny that that lady in that town hall was asking Trump about his pneumonia there. Because, remember if you'll watch in The Big Lebowski where that Donnie and Walter spreads. Walter is Alex Jones, and I'm Donnie. And we spread Donnie's ashes on the cliff, and then the ashes blow right back into his friend. I can't even remember the Big Lebowski guy's face, right? And when he was at Walter Reed, that was when the media was convinced that President Trump was going to die, just like they were convinced that Hillary was going to win in 2016. And see, that's their religion. They go by the water. So if you've interpolated the water, which they do because they're automatically hooked up to this artificial intelligence system, they know that President Trump was supposed to die at Walter Reed Hospital. And the fact that Alex Jones was just hammering that on his show, right? Like, they're going to kill him at Walter Reed. They're going to kill him at Walter Reed. Well, that tells you that Alex Jones also pays attention to this water that I've been interpreting very well in these emails that I'm sending to the Texas Rangers, and all this is making a whole lot of sense now if you really pay attention to those emails.